Moving to Texas. Well, have I got a few things for you. This is what I did not expect moving to Austin, Texas. And I want to share 5 points that I think you might need to know in advance of moving here yourself. And I'd stick around for the last 2 because they're probably 2 of my most favorites. Moving to Austin, Texas. Sounds like a no-brainer. Bigger houses, lower cost to live in. But there are some things that people don't really touch on when they move here or when they're thinking of moving here. And that's something I want to let you know today. I'm going to touch on 5 different points that I feel are maybe good, maybe not so good, depending on obviously what you want out of moving to Austin, Texas. And you're going to probably want to stick around for the last 2 because they're the ones that I feel maybe might make your decision that bit easier, depending on. So let's get right into it. So hey, I'm Eamon McShane. I'm a realtor here based in Austin, Texas. And my plan today is to obviously help people that are in the process of maybe relocating to Austin or looking to relocate to Austin, have a bit of a more streamlined way of moving here, of the areas that you might pick to live in, of the lifestyle that you might want, and then obviously select the wrong location. And that is something that I will say, location is huge when you move to Austin, Texas, depending on what you want from Austin, Texas. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with point number 1. As I say, stick around until point number 4 and 5, and it might make your decision that bit easier. And if you want to hit the like and subscribe button, follow along. There'll be more videos, more in-depth videos about Austin, Texas, where we look at the different locations you can live in Austin, the nightlife scene in Austin, the cost of living in Austin, and then different family areas, neighborhoods, stuff like that. So I'll be delighted to have you on this journey, and let's get right into it. One of the big things that I will say, and this is point number 1, heat. In Austin, Texas is like nothing I've ever experienced. It's fantastic, probably 90% of the time, but there is them summer months. It gets 90s to triple digits, which can be pretty tiresome on the body. And obviously, depending on what you want from moving to Austin, it can impact that as well. There might be more days where you're spending indoors, sitting by the AC because you just don't want to go outside because it's too hot. But then obviously, on the flip side of that, you have the fall, spring months where it's and the winter, where it's actually really, really nice outside. It's comfortable. The place is absolutely full of energy because people are out, they're doing their runs, they're doing their workouts, they're on their paddle boards, they're in Zilker Park, they're going for their coffees, they're sitting out in the patio at the restaurants. It's absolutely fantastic when it comes to that stage. But you do have them 2 to 3 months of the year where you do need to plan. And that is something that I do want to make people aware of. Having moved from Ireland myself, where the weather is fantastic, to heat that is 85 to 90% warm all year round, was a significant adjustment. And that potentially could go for someone that's moving from a different state in the US, moving from Europe, moving from somewhere else in the world. It is something that you do need to keep aware of if you're moving to Austin, Texas, that it will be warm. Number 2 is the cost of living. Initially, having come here, having done my research, it was something that I was like, oh my God, there's no state income tax. Absolutely fantastic. Thinking that your bottom line would obviously far more significant than any other place that pays state income tax. But there is a couple of different things that you do want to be aware of. Number 1 is sales tax. Sales tax on nearly everything in the state of Texas. That is something that you need to be aware of. Number 2, property tax. Purchase a property here in Austin, like any other state, there will be a property tax associated with that property. And that could vary from 2 to 3% depending on your location. So that's something to keep in mind when you're purchasing a home. Depending on the value of the home will reflect obviously what property tax you pay each year. And then ultimately from that, it will raise your monthly costs. People think when they house for 500,000 and then they see the monthly repayments and they break it down over a 30-year span at an X APR rate, like, okay, great, but they actually fail to realize that they haven't included the property tax. And next thing, their monthly repayments could be 500 to 1,000 extra each month, depending on your location once again. So that's something I want to make everyone aware of, is that when you're doing your due diligence, to make sure that you know if you're purchasing percentiles you will be paying in your property tax, and to ensure that you're doing that as part of your calculations analysis for your monthly repayments. And that's what a lot of people get caught out on. Point number 3, and this is something that ultimately everyone needs to be aware of, that Austin public transport is probably not good as other states may be. There's a lot of places spread out throughout Austin, and once again, depending on your lifestyle, your location to where you want to live, that is going to impact the nice restaurant that you wanted to visit is south of the river and you're living north of the river, and you have to go down I-35 and you're stuck in traffic for 40 to 50 minutes. It really has a huge impact on when people move here to whether they actually stay. Because if you're in a wrong location and everything that you wanted to do as part of your lifestyle is 40 to 50 minutes away, and that really puts you off doing them things, that's going to impact you. So that's something that me, having my experience in the real estate game now, I really dial in on. In our first introduction with each other, I really want to get to know you. I want to get to know what your lifestyle will hold on a day-to-day basis, because that will then dictate what location we maybe potentially look at, what properties we look at, and then from that we can build your portfolio to a certain and specific property that will suit everything in a whole package. That's point number 3. Just be aware that it is spread out. You will need a car if it is a case that you don't live in a downtown area, and that's also possible. The condominiums that are downtown, if you're a young professional or a young single individual that wants to be in the midst of it all downtown, then maybe that's something that we look at. Maybe that's something that we look in South Congress or Zilker Park or right on East 6th or Dirty 6th or wherever it may be. There is so much option here in Austin, and that's something that we will dive deeper in. Point number 4, and this is for me a 2-prong. Austin, Texas, and Texas as a whole. I always heard of this Southern hospitality, and coming here I was probably a bit apprehensive about it. Once again, coming from Ireland, a really tight-knit community in Ireland. Everyone knows everyone. It was very much, it's a big city. People aren't going to really care about you as a whole. But what I really found here are amazing. Hospitality is really alive and well. When someone asks you in a coffee shop, how's your day going? They really want to actually know how your day is going. Something for me that was huge and really made me fall in love. And the Texas pride that people have, their local sports teams or football teams or whatever it may be. Huge element of Austin is obviously the UT football team, and the actual fan base behind that is just electrifying. Absolutely amazing to be a part of that community. Having got introduced to American football in more recent months myself, I've fallen in love with the pride and passion that people have behind that. And that's also another thing as well with regards to the pride and passion, is that ultimately really love Texas. They love Texas as a state. I'm proud to be from here, and if you come part of this community, I can guarantee it is infectious. You will start to take pride in that flag as well for the Texas state. Point number 5, and this is one that actually made me move to Austin. Actually doing my research, I am very much an outdoor person. I love networking, I love being around people, I love live concerts, and Austin literally provides all that in abundance. Whether it be at the start of the year where you have your massive South by Southwest, whether it be during the summer to the end of summer where you have your ACL concert, whether it be in October, when the Formula 1 comes to town. Aside of all that, you literally have shows that pop up all the time. You have your comedy show, the Comedy Mothership by Joe Rogan. All of the big comedian acts come there. You have the Moody Center, which attracts a huge array of artists. You have all of your outdoor scene, whether that be any type of community you can imagine, whether it be paddle or water sports or soccer or anything. You think of it, I guarantee it exists in Austin. And that's something that made me even fall in love with it even more, is being welcomed into them communities. Huge. And once again, going back to location, a lot of things that I liked to do when I got here was obviously sports related. And I picked my location based on all of those things, because I didn't want to be the 40 to 50 minutes away and then maybe not wanting to go because I had to travel on a certain road or at a certain time or something like that. So as I say, once we get our first consultation with each other, or if you have a question about any specific location that maybe fits your lifestyle, reach out. All of my details are in the link in the description below, and I'm happy to help anytime. On that note, if you're thinking of moving to Austin, Texas, and you need someone to maybe take away all that stress that potentially you might be feeling right now, whether that be organizing movers, whether that be finding a perfect location for you and your family, or if you're a single individual, whether that be looking at all the condominiums downtown and fitting the one that fits you, whether that be your gym, your pool, your local restaurants, coffee shops, WeWork spaces, whatever it is, there is something here that will fit everyone's bill. That being said, if it is a case that you do want to have a introduction call, text, email, whatever it may be, Zoom call, we can get on face to face, then all my details are in the link in the description below. To reach out any time of day, I'm happy to help if I can. And if you don't even want an initial phone call, then I actually have made a mover's guide in the link in the description below that you can download totally free. Take that with you and use it as you please. And in my next video, we're actually going to break down the real costs of living in Austin, Texas, and what that holds, whether that fits your bill or not. If you want to stay around, check that next video out, feel free to do so. Always a pleasure, and we'll see you in the next one.